ZeniMax has found itself on the receiving end of a trademark dispute, this time over the company's recent trademark application for the word Redfall. The resistance comes from the publisher Bookbreeze.com on behalf of J. Falconer, the author of the sci-fi novel series that shares a name with ZeniMax's recent trademark application. First spotted by Gamasutra, the dispute sees the two parties wrapped up in conferences and hearings from March of this year to August 20th, and highlights just some of the complications that can spring up when filing for trademarks. It's not known exactly what name ZeniMax applied for the Redfall trademark, but with another Elder Scrolls game in the works at ZeniMax-owned Bethesda, it's possible that the company was planning to use Redfall in the name of that in-development game. The problem there, as Gamasutra points out, is that the trademark could cause some confusion between Bethesda's game and Falconer's novel series, and potentially lead to bigger issues if Falconer's series ever gets a video game rendition. According to the author, his legal team attempted to resolve the issue before filing an official dispute, but was met with radio silence from ZeniMax at every turn. My lawyers made attempts to contact gaming company to work out a simple licensing deal for them to use my Redfall name, tweeted Falconer. They ignored me every time. Shame. Left me no choice. All could have been avoided. Just call my attorneys back. ZeniMax, of course, is no stranger to trademark disputes, though the few in recent memory usually have the company on the other side of the issue. The company put pressure on the developers of the indie game first, known as Pray for the Gods, to change the name of their game to avoid confusion with Arcane Studios' Prey, and, years before that, launched an infringement against Modern, arguing that its game Scrolls infringed on ZeniMax's Elder Scrolls trademark. Hey game makers, Double Fine on DM8-bit, as popular indie game showcase Day of the Devs returns TOGDC this year, and organizers are now accepting submissions from devs who want their games to be a part of it. This FunDD-sponsored showcase, which is returning for the 7th consecutive year, brings players and developers together for a celebration of some of the year's biggest indie hits. AD attendees will be able to stop by the Day of the Devs interactive space at the Moscone Convention Center in San Francisco throughout the D week, March 18th through the 22nd, to check out the games, chat with the folks that made them, and just generally chill and have a nice time. If you do like your game to be a part of that, make sure to submit it via this form ASAP. Organizers say they are hoping to finalize a list of games in the showcase by early February. We will provide machines on TVs for all the games, so hopefully you will just be able to slide in and have a good time. Read this year's submission form. We are hoping to nail down a list in early February, and we'll let everyone know one way or another ASAP. On behalf of United Nations. In addition to a spot on the BD show floor, games selected to be a part of the Day of the Dev showcase will also be eligible to take part in a special off-site presentation at the Alamo Draft House in San Francisco, where games will be showcased on the big screen. For more details on NGDC 2019, visit the show's official website, or subscribe to regular updates via Facebook, Twitter, OS. Gamasutra and BD are sibling organizations under parent company and former Star Control designers, Paul Redfall and Robert Frederick Ford have defended their decision to issue a DMCA takedown against Star Control, Origins, which resulted in the title being pulled from sale earlier this week. Origins developer Stardock has been engaged in a lengthy legal battle with right and fought over the trademarks and copyrights to the Star Control franchise, and criticized the duo for choosing to bypass the legal system by issuing weak DMCA takedown notices to Steam Underdog. We attempted to get a preliminary art injunction to prevent them from issuing more false DMCA takedown notices. Unfortunately, the court ruled that it was not the court's place to intervene in the area of DMCAs. Thus, here we are, wrote Stardog on the Steam forums. To my knowledge, never in the history of our industry has anyone attempted to use the DMCA system to take down a shipping game before. For those not familiar with copyright law, you cannot copyright ideas, individual or short phrases, concepts, mechanics, or game designs. With Stardog having said its piece, Riot and Ford have now shared their version of events, and reiterated their view that Star Control Origins is substantially similar to their work on Star Control 2nd. Starting from the top, the designers confirmed they agreed to refrain from serving DMCA notices while a judge looked at an injunction filed by Stardog, but that after the studio's motion was denied, they had every right to push forward with their DMCA takedown against Origins. As you might guess, we are going to continue defending our copyrights against what we feel and contend in the lawsuit is infringement by Stardog. So we served new DMCA notices late last week, commented Riot and Ford. Stardog CEO Brad Wardell has said repeatedly, you cannot copyright a word, which seems to mean that if you break down creative work into its component parts, those component parts are too trivial to be protected. Of course, that's crazy. Copyright protects original literary and artistic works that are simply specific combination of words, or images, or other content. The pair also emphasized the importance of understanding what Stardog actually purchased when it acquired the Star Control franchise in a Chase bankruptcy action. Indeed, PCLAIMSTARDOCKONLY actually bought the registration to the trademark Star Control and the copyright to the original parts of Star Control 3. The bankruptcy paperwork was very specific that anything not listed was excluded, not Star Control, Star Control 2nd. The unreleased Star Control file packaging art, none of that was included in the action. They added, getting to the nitty-gritty. The duo also claims Stardog received a copy of their 1998 contract with Star Control 3 developer Accolade, so it could understand the exact terms under which material had been licensed. That contract apparently did not grant any additional property to Stardog, but the studio now claims it holds all of Accolade's rights, and has also applied for tens of trademarks on the names of Aliens Riot and Ford invented in Star Control and Star Control 2nd. What's more, Riot and Ford also assert that Star Control Origins has copied certain gameplay and design elements from Star Control 2nd, thus directly infringing upon their original work. Besides the evidence of infringement identified in our most recent filings with the court, let's compare the expression in a very limited part of the gameplay interstellar travel. One would presume that Stardog would either make entirely new gameplay for Origins, or base it upon the original parts of SC3. They ought, referencing the comparison table pictured below. It's clear to us that Stardog chose to make Origins substantially similar to Star Control Live instead of using the original material they purchased in Star Control 3. We do not claim to have a copyright on all interstellar travel, but we do have a copyright on a specific way when expressed interstellar. Travel in Star Control. Second, we've seen many such examples in Star Control. Origins where its expression is substantially similar to a derivative of our copyright-protected work, without our permission. Dusk is a terrific 90s-inspired horror action shooter that, as of this writing, is rated overwhelmingly positive on Steam. Published by Nublot Interactive, it achieved that popularity with a combination of evocative mood, fast-paced action, and a visual style that hit the nostalgia bullseye. After years in development, including a period in early access, Dusk finally hit full release a month ago. We talked to creator, programmer, level builder and game designer David Szymanski about this successful Quake homage. Szymanski explains his game in his words. At first, yeah,